much as a warning. Life hangs in the balance. Human endeavor turns to chaos. And within seconds, nothing will ever be the same. Ever. Get ready to experience some of the most destructive mayhem ever captured on camera. An entire neighborhood is left in ruins when a Canadian propane plant is rocked by multiple explosions. And a sheriff chases a violent twister as it chews a path of destruction through a small Texas town. This is your warning. This is not a test. This is destroyed in seconds. Toronto, Canada. Around 3:30 a.m., a 7-alarm fire breaks out at the Sunrise Industrial Gases factory. Flammable gases like propane are stored here in highly pressurized tanks. Explosions spread fires across the entire factory grounds.
What the?
One blast creates a powerful shockwave, which can be seen rippling through the atmosphere.
Holy.
Shockwaves and heat from the blast are felt more than 10 miles away.
I felt that heat.
I felt that explosion. Look, it just knocked out power to half the city.
The spectacle grinds traffic to a halt on nearby Interstate 401. The gridlock hampers emergency vehicles trying to reach the scene. Stranded drivers take out their camcorders and start shooting.
Crazy, eh? Unbelievable. What is that?
Heat from the flames causes the volatile liquids and gases to expand in their pressurized tanks, then explode.
I always wonder what would happen if that ever went up.
Man, now you know.
Yeah.
The blasts send chunks of fiery hot debris into nearby streets and neighborhoods. The danger from flying debris is so great, officials evacuate 10,000 people from their homes. Interstate 401, the busiest freeway in North America, is completely shut down. After 16 hours, firefighters are finally able to bring the blaze under control. Interstate 401 remains shut down as a precaution. 5,000 homes are damaged, 100 are left uninhabitable. More than 60 people are injured, none of them seriously. Tragically, a firefighter and plant employee lose their lives. As for its cause, the initial blast occurs during an illegal transfer of propane from one truck to another. Because of this and previous safety violations, Sunrise Propane has its license revoked and is no longer in business. Bel Air, Texas. Police get word that a truck driver has caused an accident and is now fleeing the scene in his big rig.
1034, I'm behind him.
When police try to block the trucker's escape, he merely rams the cruiser out of the way.
Just hit a car, just hit one of our cars. Car hit my patrol car.
He almost completely tears off the car's rear bumper.
Yeah, I'm fine. My car's tore up, but I'm fine. Going southbound 59, southbound.
Police pursue the big rig driver for nearly 20 minutes, but they can't stop him.
16, still moving.
Luckily, it looks like the traffic can.
16, we're coming up on heavy traffic.
316, that's clear, coming up on heavy traffic.
Traffic is completely stopped up ahead of us on the freeway.
This driver is not ready to give up. He rams the truck out of his way. and pushes one car on top of another. He hits 5 vehicles in order to make his escape. Now he's back on the road, with remnants of one of the cars he hit stuck on his front fender. After laying spike chains on the road, police box the driver in. They fire multiple rounds into his engine block.
Clear, taking it to the grass.
Vehicle has stopped, is in custody.
It takes almost 30 law enforcement vehicles to stop this trucker, something these vehicles couldn't. Since 1993, the British GT Championship has been a key event for amateur race car drivers from around the world. GT race cars are souped-up versions of street cars. The interiors are stripped to save weight. Racers can modify the suspension, engine, and body. Today in Cheshire, England, 28 drivers are racing at the Oulton Park circuit. Driver Hunter Abbott is in car 55, a 300 horsepower Jannetta G50 GT. During his 5 seasons racing in the GT, Abbott has been lucky. He's never had the misfortune of rolling a car. But on lap 8 of this 17-lap race, his luck is about to change. As Abbott passes car 63, that car's front right tire clips Abbott's left rear tire. The hit sends Abbott's 1,700-pound Jannetta out of control. The car flips end over end, then barrel rolls downhill. The fuel tank ruptures. The car erupts into flames. Abbott is still inside. Seen from Hunter's point of view, he smashes through a metal fence. He begins to roll. His windshield shatters. A hose snaps. The Jannetta disintegrates around him. Emergency crews scramble to put out the blaze. Abbott is able to pull himself out of the wreck. The crewman with the extinguisher finally realizes Abbott is in trouble. Incredibly, Abbott walks away from the 116-mile-per-hour crash.
You probably can't see with the cap on, but I have a sort of few burns on the top of my forehead and things, and across my nose. As soon as I realised there's a flame licking across the front of my face, I pulled my visor down as quick as I could to stop any more flames from getting in.
Although Abbott escapes this horrific crash with only minor injuries, the car is a $75,000 loss. Tampa, Texas.
This is a tornado.
A tornado is forming on the edge of town. Sheriff Randy Stubblefield keeps an eye on the approaching funnel cloud as he monitors the emergency radio frequencies.
It is on Price Road on the ground.
When he heads out to get a better look, what he finds is bigger than he expects.
Got it? Hey.
This twister is a category F4. Inside its massive vortex, winds are cranked up to as high as 260 miles per hour.
I'm right here with them, 100 yards from it, Debbie. It is moving to the northeast.
Its capacity for destruction is astounding.
Get everybody inside. This is one big...
Take cover. Take cover. Stay under cover until we give you He's only getting bigger all the time.
As Sheriff Stubblefield watches, the tornado begins to move into the city of 20,000.
It's just right now headed in towards Pampa.
This thing's gotten larger and larger. It's debris all over the place, and it's definitely coming around into the southwest corner of the city.
Going into the city at this time.
Electric arcs flash as power lines snap. Residents retreat to their storm shelters as the tornado tears apart every building in its path.
It's coming in.
Cars, trucks, even a full-size RV are sucked up and tossed through the air. At its peak, the tornado measures at least 200 yards across.
West on Highway 60, west on Highway 60.
Sheriff Stubblefield tries to keep up with the moving twister.
Down.
Okay, it come across right out the intersection of Alcock and Price Road. Alcock and Price Road's gonna be...
He can only watch as it chews a path of destruction over 3 miles long.
Careful, you're almost there.
Our car is turned upside down. I've been unable to notify the ambulance.
Yeah, go up.
As long as we can avoid a direct hit.
Finally, the violent storm begins to lose its force. In its wake, 43 houses and 23 businesses are leveled. Countless trees and cotton fields are destroyed. Hundreds of homes and businesses are damaged. An estimated 1,000 people are out of work. The cost of the destruction is nearly $20 million. The tornado sends 5 people to the hospital, including an 18-year-old shocked by a downed power line. Because of local preparedness for violent storms just like this, thankfully, there are no fatalities. Russia's St. Petersburg Air Show. After wowing spectators with a variety of aerial maneuvers, the pilot of this M12 helicopter decides to add one final trick to his performance. While most helicopters land with some horizontal movement, this pilot is going to attempt a straight-down vertical landing with no horizontal movement. The move is dangerous. Should the engine fail, the pilot will not be able to use any horizontal movement to initiate lift. As the pilot brings the chopper in, he miscalculates the force of the wind and comes in too hard. The 6,000-pound helicopter slams to the ground and tips just feet from the crowd. The rotor blades hit the ground and splinter, sending shards flying in all directions. Luckily, the pilot is able to escape before the chopper bursts into flames. Neither the pilot nor anyone in the crowd is injured in the crash. A fire erupts at a construction supply warehouse in North Platte, Nebraska. As fire crews assess the situation, a freight train passes dangerously close to the blaze. The burning building houses trucks, tools, several generators, a number of four-wheelers, and 3 full 100-pound propane tanks. The fire spreads quickly. Temperatures exceed 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit. The structure burns down to the foundation, destroying everything inside. No one on the ground or in the passing train is injured. The warehouse was unoccupied at the time of the massive fire and explosions. Total damages are estimated at $300,000. The most likely cause for the inferno, an electrical short circuit. It's July 8th in Waterford, Connecticut. And things are about to heat up on the oval at the Waterford Speedboat, where a late model stock car race is underway. Behind the wheel of car number 28 is driver Jay Lozniak. And behind one of the cameras recording the race is Jay's mom, Jean Critchley. Lap number 18. Jay and other drivers are about to pass the bleachers, where Jean is sitting with hundreds of other spectators. Suddenly, an accident triggers a multi-car pileup.
His car is then somersaulting his way down the track!
At speeds around 80 miles per hour, two cars in front make contact, and that's all it takes to make them lose control. And Jay Lozniak's in the middle of the chaos. The passenger side of his car lifts off the pavement, and he begins to roll. Meanwhile, in the bleachers, Jay's mom, Jean Critchley, realizes her son is the man in the middle of the pileup that she's recording. Still rolling tape without realizing it, Jean's screams of horror are being recorded. In footage shot from the announcer's booth, Jean can be seen running along the front of the bleachers.
That's my son!
She's trying desperately to find an opening in the fence that's separating her from the wreckage of her son's car. Jean struggles to fight her way through the crowd. Above the mayhem of sirens and rescuers, applause is heard. The crowd has just seen Jean's son climb out of the wreckage. Then, Jean gets confirmation from her son himself that he's all right.
Are you okay? Yes, Mom, I'm fine.
Thankfully, nobody involved in this massive pileup, including Jay Lozniak, is badly hurt. With only 5 cars left in the race after this accident, the event is stopped. Montevideo, Uruguay. A pair of Argentine racers in a double-hulled 2-seat speedboat shift into high gear. Suddenly, they find themselves unable to steer. This buoy marks where they're supposed to turn left. But all they can do is go full speed ahead, right into another boat. Due to a mechanical failure, they can't stop, slow down, or veer off their course. The 2 racers plow into the judge's boat and spear it straight through the hull, nearly breaking it into 2 pieces. Both boats begin to sink. Rescuers arrive on scene as the men try to salvage their gear. But the boats are sinking so fast, they can barely stay above water. Panic ensues. The men scramble for anything that will keep them afloat. Finally, a rescue dinghy arrives. One man not wearing a life preserver struggles to stay afloat on a piece of debris. All the survivors are plucked safely from the water. The accident leaves behind 2 demolished boats and 2 very frustrated racers. I'm Ron Pitts, and we'll see you next time on Destroyed in Seconds.